whole state of Hawaii. We went to the people, and it was only 10 cents, my father said, a pound. And he used to have this Filipino man, they call him, gosh, who's that guy? Everybody know the Filipino man was before you and I. Manalini, there you go, Frank Manalini. He was the guy buying all of pelu for 10 cents. But you know what? My papa said, 10 cents, forget it, he gonna dry it. And that's all he did, my papa, was dry opelo. Fishing opelo and dry opelo. That's how he made us living to send all of us to school. We went to Kamehameha school, my brother, sister, but everything. Opelo, I tell you what, it was a gold mine. Everybody loved to eat opelo. So that's why opelo was so delicate to the natives people and as well as the Japanese, the Philippines. They came here to the plantation to live with us, to work at the plantation. The Hawaiians say they're not going to work for 50 cents a day. So they end up going fishing, but the Filipinos and in fact we had all the Filipinos move here later on after running away from the plantation. Married Hawaiian ladies that move them on us. But anyway, opelo fishing was the only thing I can think there was in this village. And we had ahi season. The opelo was every day, the whole year around was almost opelo. We had seasons of time to go sun for hanai. So that's why I like to give you some demonstration, not demonstration, but to let you guys know that opelo, during the months of January, February, opelo get big. From those months, the old people rest the net. The ocean get rough, so they hang up the net and they go up and work up the mountain planting taros. They work the mauka and makai. That's the thing before the old days was mauka, makai. You have to leave with the mauka to plant your taro. Look like Greg doing the taro of the pumpkin. We cannot plant down here because no more water. But we survive of the ocean. So it's so important that to know this, how the opelo season really runs. During those months, January, February, March, they're breeding. So after that, the people don't go, but they go out in the months of April, try to feed the opelo. Feed the old opelo mama, they call them papa, because they can make it babies. And you cannot take opelo was kaput during those months. In the old days, nobody goes. Every family has to go and feed their koa. The koa is where the opelo live. They have all these special grounds along the coastline. Every family has their own hanai. Feed, feed, feed. And then when they give birth, you see all the babies, the mothers and fathers of the big opelos bring all the babies back and you're ready for hanai the koa. And then in June month, that's what I heard was June, July, they start going out the pelt. So they can go and gather. During those months when they're breeding, you cannot take a pelt. So that's why it was important. And those months like come from July, August, opelos just, the babies. In September and October, that's when the cool season. Those months up to December and January, it's the full season of opelo. Our season starts in October. Full season, everybody full on opelo. But right here, demonstrate what Greg is doing. That's a tradition, you see. Today we don't do that. We throw them in the pot like this and we just cook it. No, it's just that we got modernized. That's why we run boats nowadays, not molo, because we get boat, we can back up. In those days, you cannot do that. You cannot make noise. So everybody, when poi, you gotta keep quiet. And you feed the opel. You cannot run boats. But anyway, what Greg is doing is grinding the pumpkins, the taro. What he's doing, making it all fine like this, and he's gonna put them in a big pot after he gets so much of that. You know, it's not fun. I used to do that when I was small. Your hand gets itchy. You know what I mean? But you get no choice. You gotta work. Every day is work. No can play like you guys nowadays. Nowadays we have to work. Cook, follow, pick like Yahweh beans for the pigs. You know what I mean? And rubbish too. But anyway, what Greg is doing is grinding up the pumpkins, grinding up the taro, getting ready to cook his palo go pella. So that's what he's doing. This is a traditional method of the old Hawaiians that they plant the taro like Greg. He plant all his taro up in the mountain. That's how the old people did before. Like I told you, the only way the people down the beach like this, we have to
right up there.
Okay?
Right up there.
So
and I said the fish is like right
that's
on
how you survive, you know what I mean?
Kahul.
Everything you don't buy, it's just you go out and gather your stuff and prepare
They
your
must
stuff. But nowadays
be amazed at Hanoka.
we get modernized. We cannot produce taro because why? Taro is too expensive. It's like the foil. These guys gotta buy about $6-7. Before our days was only 25 cents. One bag foil. You know what I mean? I remember that going to the store, 25 cents. That's a lot of money, 25 cents. I think 25 cents was like about, today guys, maybe $2. Yeah, you can buy plenty of stuff with 25 cents. But anyway, that's what the old people do. You see the taro? Where you have to grow it up in the mountain. You get the pumpkin here, avocado, and papaya. Okay? So, you can use banana, but the old days, because it was taboo. They don't like the Hawaiians. They had people in there. The new days, banana was not allowed to use it. Banana was hard luck. You cannot go on a canoe. You know what I mean? They don't like. There was something about the banana. But today, the new generation, like Craig and I, we try everything. You know, we don't believe in that. If God's with us, we believe in her. But before they had all this kind of, I wish I can really subscribe about the Kuolu. Before, in the old Pelokoas, they had all the Kuolus. You know that the God, if they build the Pelokoa, they get this rock that the Hawaiian people spiritually eat the pork, the stone. So, you know, that's your good luck. You believe in the goddess, you know. People was really good. Appreciate. That's why people before I can recognize them, they almost can talk to the fellow people. You can hear, you know, what they say and talk to Hawaiian people. But nowadays we don't practice that. We don't do the traditional way. I hope someday, maybe your generation can go back. We gotta go back and don't forget what the past was all about. That's why our Kupuna, who just passed on, was Uncle Walter and Uncle Eddie coming out. I wish they were here today to really describe during the time that they lived with life of what the high school was. So anyway, what Craig is doing is grinding. So that's the old traditional way. Grinding the palo, grinding the taro. It's hard work, man. Let me tell you. Before the old days, we gotta get up 5 o'clock in the morning and make palo before we go to school. You know what I mean? Every family had to work, help the father, help the parents. You know what I mean? So nothing is easy, you know what I mean? And if you get 10 cents, brother, you're millionaire. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, you guys still know now that, you know, the old days, what the traditional feeding was. Taro was number one. But today we don't have taro. We have mashed oatmeal. Show them the oatmeal. Yeah, oatmeal. You know that kind you guys eat food in the breakfast, in the morning, mother's oat. That's what we feed the opelo. You know, the opelo like that baby oat. That's what we do. Feed that with the pumpkin. That's the modern way now. We don't go back to tradition because taro is too hard to get, too expensive. And we gotta wait 9 months for the taro grow. Can you imagine? You can go pelo after that. Anyway, I like just get back here. I hope you guys can see this shot over here. This was made by our Kapuna, Uncle Walter.
Flip the page in you guys' book to page
Yeah.
60. And you can look at the book there, but more look at Uncle Willie. He's going to talk about the picture you guys are looking at right now.
I hope you guys can see this over here. Oh, you guys have it in the book. Okay. You can look at your book so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, if you see, first of all, the old traditional was canoes. And you guys see that canoes, right? Exactly what you see here, that's what it was when I grew up. All four canoes. The Apos had 4 canoes, my family had four canoes, and they was heavy. But can you imagine those days, the people used to battle those buggers, man. Oh, no more motor. But lucky, when I came along, we had motor. The 10-ounce Johnson, we put the rope on that, and whoa, wow, it was easy for my time. But my brother's days, they used to cry, well, that's leaking. Gotta go pelo. But anyway, what you see here is the front man here bending over with the kai, with the box right here, the glass box, and they on the core. Before they throw the net, which you seen, they are feeding the pelo, charming. The charm that you see Greg has cooked and prepared for the next day of the pelo. That's what they're feeding. This is about 7 fathoms. 7 fathoms, so 7 times. How much is that? 42 feet?
Yeah.
Right, 42 feet. I you go by fathoms. All my fishing line is all fathoms. I don't go by. So what you see here is about 7 fathoms, okay? Of kai, the kai that hold it up for me. This is a kai bag. You see how big my kai? The reason why a big kai, when you get plenty of pelo, you gotta put 3 hands in here. 2, 3, and then you put the lid, show mom. You put the lid. There, then you show mom. And with the pollows in here, we're gonna show you how you close it up. How you gotta throw it. You don't throw it any way. You gotta throw it with the thing, the lid lands in the water. So anyway, that's all you gotta do. You don't do it right, man, the fellow gonna get it. The front man, which is me, or my days was my father. You do it wrong, you get 1 slap. You know what I mean? Or the car bag in your face. So you can't mess around. You know, it's serious when you go fishing. You gotta pay attention, you gotta stay focused. You don't know, you ask. And they're gonna only talk 1 time. The second time, you better listen or you get a slap. Yeah, that's how the old school was. 2 time talk, 3rd time 1 slap coming. So, you guys lucky today, you guys can call the cops. Nowadays we don't have choice. But anyway, let's get back to this exhibition here. What you are seeing is that you charm the pelo. When you see the pelo down in the bottom, like I say, 7 fathoms, you feed them. Then after that, they put the net. You see the net, the pelo net? Usually the old pelo net was like 6 feet, 6 fathoms long. Today we run in 4 fathoms because don't have that much of pelo like the old days. I remember my dad a couple times, 1 core, the net was half full. We gotta break the net 3, 4 times. We gotta go home, the canoe is full. I never see this today, like the old days. My cousins, they all say same way. The old system that they practiced and exercised was the best way of fishing in a pelo. So anyway, what you see here is a pelo net. You bend the stick and make it round like this, and And this is about 32 feet. One, two, no. Great, what, I go by pelu. So how many feet? The net,
21 feet.
30 feet. Yeah, down to the bottom. About 30 feet. Yes, not 30 fathom, 30 feet. What you see here is about 30 feet. Then, when the pelu, when they put the net, they surround the net, and then now time for put the pelu in the net. They take the ka'ai that you feed in here, right? The ka'ai that Boyo showed you, you put it right in the net like this. The pelu they're eating right here. You wait till the palo all gone. They're gonna put it right inside the net. Then you start busting like this. Boom, boom, boom. Then the pelu goes all like this. Boom. So when he goes in the net, the guy, the front man, pulls the net up. The net starts rising up. Then what? The pelu goes in. Then you cut them. Then you bring them out. Unless you get pukas, right? I don't think your father get a puka net. But anyway, yeah, see, this net is about 42 feet depth. You know what I mean? Some people net, like I say, the old days was big net, real huge. But now we're running on them about 4 sticks, so 4 sticks about 30 feet. The old days was 6 feet, 8 feet wide. The cotton was so long, the pelu net. And you know what they had over here? Not fiberglass like what we have today. It was all guava stick. You know the guava stick up there? So near. That's why the front man got to be very strong to pull this kind of net. The Hawaiian, everything is big together. Today we got light plastic stick, different lines, everything. Now they're coming out with suji nets. So the suji nets is very light. You can go do it one man. Like I know Craig could do one man. There's a lot of people fellow with one man. But anyway, just to let you guys know that this was the traditional way of Native Hawaiian kitchen and pelu. I believe Big Island was the only place the pelu started first. That's what I understand. Honolulu and Maui, Kauai. It's only the people from here went down to Honolulu and everything, and they start using that method of fishing over there to have to find the coal. Tomorrow, I think Greg and I are going to take you guys out and try to see if we can, really perform and feed the pelu, and hopefully you guys can see how we're doing it, and hopefully we can catch some so you guys can really see the pelu way of fishing with the net. So right now I'm going to turn over to Craig. Craig, you get something to say? Please say something to them. I know you want to say something. Well, now it's kind of like Greg was saying, the season is not really on. So we're going to get a little bit difficult time. I went this evening to try to feed some, so tomorrow will be easier, so we go there. But the current was going opposite, 2 ways, one the top going Kau and south and the bottom. So this is the kind, as a pelu man, you don't like that kind of current. You either like one current going corner or going south. Because when you get double current, you're going one way and the palo goes the other way. It's really hard. I'd rather just go with the current, with the palo. So anyway, we're going to try our best to demonstrate to you guys about the pelu method tomorrow. Hopefully everything be right on and we can catch some. So maybe some of you can get on the boat and do some kai like this. I know Greg boy here, he's very good at that. He goes with his father, so he can take you guys and show you guys how, right? Boy?
You guys got any questions for Uncle Willie or Uncle Craig?
Yeah.
Any questions about Opelo fishing? Anything?
Anybody get question? All right.
What is the season? What is the months you can Opelo fish?
Yeah. What is the seasons? What I
It's
told you.
the first thing he talked about.
January,
January,
February,
February,
March,
March,
and sometimes April.
sometimes April. Is that right?
No, that's April months, that Hanai months. We don't Opelo during those months.
Okay.
It's feeding months. That's the breeding months, starting from February to April and May. Those months, the native people never go. We hang up the net, and then the water is rough. We get rough seasons, and they don't want to go Opelo because we go on a canoe and it's really hard. So when the water get calm in April, if the water up, they go out to the cores and start feeding. Only feed, not
Your mama
to
just
catch
joking,
any
though.
Opelo. Right? The hanai, the word is hanai. That's the word that they use for hanai the koa, hanai the koa. And all the families, like in Miloli, all the families had the certain cores they had to go and malama, go and take care. And everybody feed. And the old days they had maybe one chief, one ali. They said, okay, already then in the old days they used to make one luau. That's what Uncle Eddie told me. They used to plan make the luau, that the fellows open, then everybody go out and catch. You can go to every course. Everybody take care of their course, but during the season time you can come my core, I go to your core. So that's how it was, real traditional. But today, we don't do that, man. I don't know why. So that's why we're losing. I feel that for me, having that traditional way of upbringing of propeller fishing, I find today a modern way it's not too productive. The old way, like Uncle Walter was saying, if we do like the old way, Hanai when the special time and gather when the first, the Opelo gonna be plentiful. So it makes sense. It does make a lot of sense. Yeah, boy.
Where should we go to go?
Where? That's a good question. That's a good question. The boy say, where should you go? Well, like I'm gonna say, it all depends on the current when you go out there. It's the first thing as a Opelo captain, you better know the current. If you don't know the current, no go fishing because you're never gonna get Opelo. Every fisherman like Greg and I, or whoever goes to Opelo, the first thing we gotta know is what kind of current we're dealing with. Then it sets your mind because we know the cause, we know what corner current is. We go to those currents. If Kau current, you go to it. So you made a good point for what current. Well, one day when you guys get older, maybe you guys gonna find out that when you turn fishermen like us, there's only one place, whatever the current is for the day, you gotta go there. You can't go to Kau current, the current goes south because the Opelo's not there. They go to the opposite side. You see, when the current goes north, they go to the opposite. And when they go south, it goes opposite. So you have to know. It's not just go out there like drop your nets and everything else. No, you gotta know the current. People ask me, how about fishing? I say, well, you gotta take the time out and learn the currents. So that's very, very important in this Opelo kind of fishing with the net. If you don't know your current, you're never gonna get the fish. It's so hard. You gotta know where the current. You know the current, you know where the Opelo's at, and easy for you. If you don't know that, well, so that's a good question. Where can you go at? It all depends on the current of the day when you go out fishing. Okay?
Any other questions? Okay.
Okay. What was that?
How much money can a Opelo fisherman make one day?
Oh, that's a real good question and a very hard question. I don't know why you asked me that because you know yourself, How much? Well, if he's saying about how much money can you make, okay, and as Opelo fishermen out there. Well, like I said, if you have a good day, the Opelo's eating, you know, and the core is loaded, you know what I mean? Like when the season time comes, oh, you'll be amazed. You can catch 300-400 pounds at no time, couple hours, 2-3 hours. Because why? The core is a lot of. We talk about ka'ao. You guys know what ka'ao is? How on? Hey, you guys heard that? You guys gonna hear this before? Ka'ao is 40 pieces of Opelo, okay? In Opelo language, you gotta know that word, ka'ao.
Write that down. Ka'ao.
Write that down, it's very important.
How you spell that, Uncle?
K-A-W-A.
Ka'ao.
K-A-W-A or something like that. I don't know. Tell me how that is. I never go call it, but ka'ao.
Okina.
A-U.
Okay. You gotta put that in the book because Uncle Kai gonna give you guys one test what I'm talking about because I'm not talking up here for my house. I'm gonna tell you guys, you know what I mean? You gotta use it. You know. But the Kai, you guys know what the Kai is. You guys better know the word Kai. And Opena. Opena is what you see in the net, then the lid. And Hanai, those words are always used around the Opelo people. Every time you hear the people talking, they're talking kind of Hawaiian and English. So it's sort of traditional and sort of modernized, yeah?
Ka'ay, the ka'ay bag. When you put the palo
Say
inside.
right now, how much you can make a day? That's a very good question. It all depends how much you can catch. If you catch when the season is just starting, the price is up. Right now the Opelo price is very good. They average $3 to $4 a pound. You know what I mean? And
So who's good at math? 400 pounds
400 pounds,
times $3.
$3 a pound. How much is that?
120.
Huh?
120.
Why don't I teach you that? No wonder you say you do your foreign. I'm not gonna get paid, I'm not gonna die for you. Don't teach him about money. So for the first thing you teach the boy about money, tell him hana for eat. You know what I mean? You tell him you know work, you know eat. Didn't your father tell you that?
I know.
You want to become an Opelo fisherman. Learn how to become an Opelo fisherman, the money that you can make. Because if you don't make the money now, there's other people coming from foreign countries. They come over here and learn. And
Well,
they're the
that's-
one who will start making the money. So that's
That's
why you
true.
got to learn now.
But it's more to that about making money. I think to me spiritually, having the art, to learn that art. I'm so navigated that my uncles and my father, he didn't have time to because he's so busy working, taking care of the family. Had 8 of us, but my uncles were so nice. They take me fishing. They taught me everything about fishing than my dad. So I really thank them. And they're buried right in the back of here because my great-grandfather lived here to go Opelo. He was a cowboy, and his house was right here. When Opelo season, his canoe was on the island, cooking his palo right here, and going Opelo. And they dried Opelo, all screen box. So that's how they live, the mountain Makai. So anyway, I just like to tell you, Opelo can make money, but it's not all about the money. I think you got to learn the art because the money will come if you can catch them. That's it. Now everybody getting a hard time because why? Nobody hanai the core like Uncle said. We don't feed, we just take poo. I think we got to go back the old way and try hanai. And when the thing is so plentiful, we all can go. So does it make sense? Why pull a Opelo when there's only about 3 cow, 4 cow? Before the old days was 20 cow. Well, one guy pull, the next guy pull, they pull a canoe and they go home. I never did see this in my life. When I was this age, I seen that. All the canoes coming home, 10 dollars. And I used to get mad because you gotta stay up all night and cut them dry. Because 10 cents, my father said, no, we ain't gonna sell them to the Filipinos for 10 cents a pound. It's getting right off.
Look at that girl.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope you guys have learned something about Opilo.
I see myself.
Tomorrow we go out. I think Kai said we're going out on a canoe. Ooh, I never go out on a canoe for a long time because I got a Boston Whaler.
No more, no more.
It's so easy, you know. You back down the more. I don't have to paddle. You know, the old days, boy, I follow. Well, you know, time's to move on. So
No more.
anyway, Kai, we're going on a canoe tomorrow.
It's early.
You guys heard that early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta go early because, like Uncle said, the current's changing as it gets later in the day. So the best time to go is 8, 9 o'clock. Yeah.
9 o'clock. Yeah, we want to make it easy for you
Look
guys.
at that.
The fishermen usually like go out 6 o'clock. Early bird, early. Yeah. Okay, Greg, you want to say something, Greg?
Whoa. I got a question.
Oh, yes, Lay.
What is chop chop?
Oh, chop chop. Chop chop. This. Okay, Greg, can you describe chop chop to these people? Because you come
I don't need this.
listen.
You guys can hear me, huh?
Yeah.
Chop chop. The reason why people use chop chop, meaning it's raw fish, they chop them up. It's illegal. You can use them on a certain part of the island. I think it's like past Kauna.
That's cool, no? That's the law.
Yeah.
That's
You need to start
Kauna and
breaking the law
beyond.
this time.
Yeah, you was breaking the law.
Thank you, Lord, for saving my
And,
soul. Anyway, chop chop. The reason why they use chop chop, like Willie was telling today, the pumpkin is like almost what, $2 a pound. Your taro is like almost $3 a pound. Back then, like for me, it's easy because I get them all free. I grow them. I kept the tradition from my grandparents' days, so I get them all free. I plant them, I take care of them, and everything. So for me, it's easy.
I can show you.
But most people, they use a chop chop because you buy one mullet, 25 cents a pound. Okay? That's why they use chop chop, because it's cheaper. You know? And when they say they eat better, yeah, they do eat better, but if the current, again, like Uncle Willie was saying, if the current not moving, the fish is lazy. They're not working, so they become lazy. They don't want to eat. They're not hungry because they're not working. But when the current is moving, the fish is working hard, so they can fight the current. Now they're getting hungry because they're working, fighting against the current. So you gotta know the current. Know your current. The current's strong. The fish working hard. They getting hungry. That's why they say, oh, the current's slow. Slow the current. The fish not biting because the fish is, they're not doing nothing. You know, you sit down, you do nothing, you don't get hungry. Unless you're Hawaiian like me. But chop chop is what that is why they use chop chop. Basically, that's why chop chop is raw fish. And they use raw fish because it's cheaper than buying taro, which is $3 on the market. 100-pound marlin at 50 cents. 100-pound of taro is, we do the math. That's why they use chop chop.
well, I like to support Greg on that. Actually, the chop chop, to be honest, Lopelo really likes chop chop. When you use marlin, they like the raw fish. They're very aggressive when they come to you. It's like a baby. If I train you how to eat candy, you're never going to eat your baby food again. Right? Well, that's Opelo. That's why the old days, when Uncle Walter say, in the old days they had long line boats. So they come in here, try to catch Opelo. They using chop chop, all the aqua. That's how it started. So back in 1924, I'm just telling you this. My grandfather's brother, David Calpico, which was my aunt's father, he was a Republican. You know, the Republican, before all Hawaiians was Republican, like it or not, right? You guys heard that, right? That's how they told the land. He went to make this law affected that middle into KLI was unprohibited. today is still in the law. You go to the state of Hawaii DNR, you will see Milili and Ho'okena is unrestricted. You cannot use fish charm or meat charm or any sort of but natural vegetable. So it's good that our kupuna is set aside so we can fall back and see that the conditions is met by people who's come in our area. That's the trouble we had when I first came back. It's people that here using regular native food, and the people come chum. The pelu don't want to eat. They don't want to eat the chum, the taro and all that. They want to just spoil this thing. Like I'm gonna tell you, I use it too, just because it get hard time, yeah. Because the other people is using it, and I say, wow, I'm feeding, I cannot catch a pelu. This guy's going on 400 pounds, so I gotta try to use it too. But I feel it's not good. You know, later on, you know what comes there? All the big fish, the kahala, the kawakawa, the onos, the uluas. Why? Because the fish charm smell, make bloody the water. That's like on the ahikoa. That's why the ahi come there. So that's why the Hawaiians made that regulation that no fish charm in this area. I know up corner from Ho'okena on they can use it. But like I say, I hope one day that for the future they can manage this resource and bring it back to the traditional way, and everybody respect the traditional way, which is this pualo, this new fishery councils that they're putting together, that the people try to establish the law in like the old traditional way. You know, so one day we'll probably have to go back that way and keep it that way. So anyway, and then more great.
You know, as far as like chop, you know, I use, and Willie said he used. No. I use chop, and Willie said he used. But the difference between me and Willie and those other people, I mean, we go out with chop like this. You know, this is what I take out with me, chop. These other guys coming in with chop, they get coolers. 50 pounds, 100 pounds of chop.
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know, no look at us like
We're the bad
people now.
We
We're
just-
trying our best, but
we
we
just-
gotta survive too.
We just gotta be with the program because these guys already using it.
Exactly, so we're not gonna catch fish. We go out there and if we use this and they usually chop, we coming in with
We're
40
nothing.
pounds all day.
All day.
Fishing.
Broke
These
the
guys
back.
coming in with chop, we want 54 quart cooler of the chop.
I know.
Chop, they're going home with 1,000 pounds. So we gotta, I mean, this is survival, you know what I mean? That's how I buy my kids ticket to go Honolulu play baseball.
Okay.
Soccer, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making a living off of it, but if we can go back to like how Willie was saying, that I prefer going this way,
Yeah.
100%. But my grandparents never, I swear on the Bible, my grandparents never gave you chop, ever. You know? And I just being honest.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Greg said it. You know, I used to go pelu all the time, and I wondered why the pelu don't like eat. And my other partner, this Bab Aki, Diana Keith's husband, used to tell me, "But I cannot tell. How you can tell? The pelu only going to chew the palo. What they doing? They're looking for something." And I'm thinking, why? They're hungry, but they're not eating. They go to the parlor, look for the smell. They're looking for the meat. You know, the raw meat. And I tell you, once I say, "Bab, hey, let's give it the program. We gotta go do it." He said, "We don't go down nobody." So he go chop all of it. You know what I mean? Because I go to the legislature and fight these guys, and I'm using it too. I say, "This is not good." You know what I mean? But I like trying. So I tried it myself. Oh man, the pelu, man. It's just grinding like how when you put them in the net, everything in the net. So you feel, wow, you get in like hundreds of pounds. You know what I mean? Because the charm worker. Now look what's happening in your mind. You get carried away. You wanna join them, but you know, the later on, all these guys stay home patching their net. Why? With the big fish, they take the net. So, you know, you pay your dues if you're going to do bad. You know, the best way, like Greg say, we go back and everybody come in the area. That's what I'm fighting for them. Most people don't come in our area and use this. because they're gonna spoil our fish. Our fish can, when we train them right, they'll eat. When time for eat, we eat. You know, like eat in the morning, we're gonna have to eat. So, but the charm make them eat like they're not ready for the charm because that charm is really aggressive. So,
Right on.
Lee, any more questions, Lee?
Any more questions?
Keanu, you had one question.
Last question.
check out them.
What do opalo eat when you're not trimming the water and feeding them?
Answer that boy. Answer that boy, you know.
They eating rubbish.
I wouldn't say
You know, like the rubbish line, they, all the debris go out, the current pick them all up. They eat the scale off the fish, off of them. Fall just like the chicken, they both scales fall off too. Yeah.
well, basically, it's more plankton.
They eat shrimps, small little shrimp, small fish, I don't know what it is.
All that worm.
Yeah, they all got this. Yeah, they all got this.
Parasites?
Hey,
Parasite.
come on now, we know in college.
Parasite. I never teach you parasite.
Hey, give Uncle Craig and Uncle Willie on hand for coming and talking to you guys. They're gonna be there tomorrow.
I can see that in the picture. About this seat. I might be getting old, but I hope you be on the canoe or in the boat, in the front of the boat, going to do this. That's why I like people to learn, to share the knowledge of how to do it. It's an art, but it's a good art. Enjoy. Okay, thank you very much. Aloha.
Thank you, thank you.
Sit down.
Mahalo.
We never excuse
Hold on,
you guys.
sit down.
We never excuse you guys.
Great. You can do stuff alone.
Last thing we're gonna do tonight is we wanted to show you guys